Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing great, having a wonderful day, week, year, whatever. This video is going to be the start of our discussion on anatomical locations of the bones, and the best way to start this is to just go over a brief overview of the difference between the axial and appendicular skeleton, which that division kind of comprises the two different areas in which you'll find bones. So first you have the axial skeleton. This right here consists of 80 bones, most of which are going to be in the skull, vertebral column, or rib cages, and the main function is to protect the internal organs. So as you see here in this picture, you have the skull here, the cranial cavity. Here you have the rib cage. Down here you have the vertebrae. Here sacrum and coccyx. So that's pretty much your axial skeleton, this kind of orangish outline here. Kind of like the centralized bones of your body. In contrast to that, you have your appendicular skeleton, which consists of 126 bones, mainly the upper limbs, lower limbs, and the pectoral and pelvic girdles. And the main function of these bones is locomotion. You know, this makes sense. When you have your upper limbs and lower limbs, that's where most of your movement comes from. So your hand, you have your carpal bones, metacarpals. Then you have your radius, ulna, humerus. You have your pectoral girdle consisting of your scapula and clavicle. Then you move into your pelvic girdle, which consists of your your pubis, ischium, ilium, that connects over to your femur here, going down with the tibia, fibula. Then you have your tarsal bones, your metatarsals, and then the phalanges, which are in your feet and hands. All that makes sense to be locomotion. You move with your legs, you pick things up with your arms, just simple stuff like that. Not too complicated. Axial, protection. Appendicular, locomotion. As long as you can just kind of remember these pictures, have a general idea of which bones are in which type of skeleton, and we'll kind of do that in this quiz. Okay, so which is part of the appendicular skeleton? Your answer choices here are maxilla, orbit, ulna, sacrum. This can be kind of a difficult question if you're going along anatomy, kind of the way we're going along it, because we haven't gotten into the specific bones yet. So if you don't know the bones, this would be kind of hard. I understand that. But if you do know the bones, have a general idea. Your maxilla is kind of the mustache bone, so it's going to be, if you have your face here, your mustache, your maxilla is going to be about right here with the mustache. Your orbit is going to be your eye, that eye socket. The ulna, your ulna is kind of running parallel to the radius. Those are your forearm bones. So it's probably going to be this. And then your sacrum is part of the vertebra. You have 5 sacral vertebrae, I believe, that fuse and form the sacrum. But still, that's part of the vertebrae. So your answer here is going to be the ulna. And here we have which bone is part of the axial skeleton. If you remember correctly, the axial skeleton is going to be the centralized region right here. That's going to be your vertebra, ribs, and your cranial cavity. So which is part of the axial skeleton? Humerus, that's going to be your upper arm bone. Carpals, those are your hand bones. Mandible, that's your jawbone. And then your tibia, remember tibia toes. That's how I remember it, even though it's not in the toes, but Tibia is going to be your lower leg bone. What is the mandible? Just kind of, quick explanation here. You have your eyes, and you have your kind of like jaw here. Kind of in a brain rot vocabulary here. If you know what the word mewing is, when you mew, you kind of look, get like a model face sort of, and try to riz people up or something. Anyways, mew is M, mandible. It's gonna deal with your jaw. So mandible is gonna be your jaw, kind of a sharp line here, and that's gonna be your jawbone. So jawbone is part of the cranial cavity. Cranial cavity is part of axial skeleton, so that's why it is mandible. Like I said, pretty quick video here. Just kind of the start of our going into the anatomical locations of bones. I think next we get into starting at the top of the head, and we'll work our way down. So we're starting with the brain case bones first. So hope to see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you all. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, week, year, whatever. And please like and subscribe. Peace.